Unforgiving Ross-Abian Desert.
Good morning and welcome to Cool Outdoors. I'm your host, Brandon Scott, and today is going to be another solo midweek adventure. I am out along the Yakima River just outside of Ellensburg, Washington. I'm parked at I think it's just called the Umtanum Recreation Site, because it is going to be a nice, warm, sunny 70-degree day here out in the desert. So I'm going to go look for some desert wildflowers. I'm not going up Umtanum Creek like what we did a couple years back in the winter with Ethan and Nash, which I'll post that video right there. Instead, I'm going to take that side canyon trail I pointed out, and we're going to go up and obtain the Yakima Rim skyline crest and go look for a bunch of wildflowers up there. Both the desert books kind of have it, but kind of really don't have it, because they talk about other ones similar to it. So best desert hikes, hike number 3, Durr Road in North Yakima Skyline. I'll point it out to what it looks like. So you can see the trail goes there, but that trail is actually what I'm calling Lower Umtanum Ridge Road. You can drive that road if you can get up to Durr Road Junction, which Nash and I did last fall in Rex, and I'll post that right there. We'll come down this and go out to the left the other direction and do Umtanum Ridge, which I hope to do sometime, do both sections. I've done the main section a whole bunch of times. I've never driven down this one, but eventually it ends out here and you get good views of the river. So if I ever come out and do this lower one to drive, I'll post that right there. Wow, that's 3 video tags in less than 2 minutes. Anywho, we're parked down here at the recreation site, and we're going to just come up a side trail and come up here and maybe walk along the ridgeline this direction, looking for wildflowers. Supposedly they're out pretty good. So there's that one, and then the old 55 hikes in Central Washington covers it, called Yakima River View, 2 to 4 miles. Again, there's the trail bridge we're about to go over down here at the bottom of the creek, and we're just going to come up and sit up there, which is up there somewhere. What else is there to say? I mean, I guess I can tell you the geology. It's pretty easy. It's Columbia River basalts, and then the ridge lines is from a clockwise rotation, the San Andreas Fault, shoving western North America into western Canada, which causes these folds to come up running east-west as the crust gets compressed north to south. And that's pretty much how you get it. And the Yakima River has been cutting down into it just as fast as they've been uprising, so the Yakima River still retains its serpentine motion from when this was a flat valley, even though it's very much not a flat valley anymore. What else? I don't think anything else. I'll get a long exposure out from the ridge crest looking down at the river. If I find a really good thick spot full of wildflowers, I'll get a long exposure of that. And then just back upriver towards Ellensburg, there's a couple of good pullouts looking at the river at river level, and I'll probably get a long exposure of that when I'm done with there. Oh, ratings. I need to tag that. Ratings will go here along with where this lists in the desert section, like what number it is in the desert section. In fact, I can look that up right now, maybe. Yep, hikes and explorations. Top 25. Scroll down. Oh no. Where is it? Alphabetical. It's by alphabetical. Chelan. Desert. Umtanum Creek Canyon. It's actually. Oh, no. Umtanum Creek Falls. No, it's not. No, it's not. I mean, Umtanum Falls and the actual Creek Canyon Walk are both in here, but this isn't in my top 25. Why? Because there's lots of things to go do. Anywho, speaking of things to go do, let's go do it. Alright, Rex is parked over there in the fairly freshly new paved parking lot. It was not paved when I was going to school here in Ellensburg. It is 9:15, so this is a BLM fee site. So if you do not have an America the Beautiful pass, you need to pay the $5 whole to park here for the day. I'm gonna make sure I start hike this time. If my phone will find me. You just had me. There we go. Turn the track on. So, come across the river real quick, squeeze my butt through. Guys are already getting out and going on a float trip to catch some fish. River's running a little high and a little quick yet for a kayaking trip, but this is a primo spot to do it. I mean, college students by the hundreds do it every spring, summer, and fall because it is just perfect for it. Once the spring runoff subsides a little bit and the water clears up a bit, eventually Nash and I will come out and do a couple kayaks out here, hopefully. And when we do, I'll post that right there. Shoot, I've only been talking for like 5 or 6 minutes, and I've already got 4 different videos tagged in this. Oh, well. So yeah, we're gonna end up top up there somewhere at minimum, and then we'll keep walking. So yeah, across the river, you'll come down here and go under the railroad tracks, and then you'll have a choice of places to go. It's been a long time since I've been in here in this while it's nice and green like this. It also burned a couple years ago. Let's see here, Ethan, Nash, and I came out here and did a short little winter walk in like December 21 or January of 22, I think. It was freshly burned back then, so yeah, the wildfire came through in like summer of 21, I think. So yeah, it's recovering since then. So you walk along the railroad tracks for a few minutes. When you see the danger, no trespass, that means there's got to be a trail for you to find. You walk down here and you can see the aspen grove, what used to be an aspen grove. Hopefully they will grow back. There's some of them already have. But you walk down, and I've been in this creek a whole bunch of times. I've had classes when we were in college. We'd come out and do little field days out here. So I know the area fairly well. And eventually we'll come to a trail junction and we'll turn right and go up this side of draw instead of going directly across the canyon. In fact, I think it is right here. So So no new trail construction, no e-bikes. This trail closed 3¼ miles ahead through July 15th to protect wildlife habitat. So we are here. The Umtanum Creek Trail goes up that way. Eventually, if you really wanted to, you could walk the 5 miles it is, or one way, to Umtanum Creek Falls. Like I said, Nash, Ethan, and I came up in the winter. If we come up and do it in the springtime like this, in this better weather, I'll replace the video that I already tagged. But we're going up that way. It's not a official designated trail, but there's enough people that walk up it where we're going to come up this and come out, I think, and hang out somewhere up here and maybe keep going that way on the hunt for wildflowers. So yeah, we're gonna walk this direction and see what we can find. I already see flocks up there directly in front of us, and then further up I see yellow balsam roots too, so it is going to be a fairly good day. Of course, around the desert in springtime, beware of ticks. I have sprayed my pants. This is a different pair of pants. Got at Costco for $16. Different color cargo pants. And also, it's going to be warm this weekend, so be wary of rattlesnakes. They are out here. I've seen lots of them here. Usually they're pretty good about letting you know they are there, but just make sure you keep your eyes peeled and are ready. God, it's pretty though. So we got osprey over there getting harassed by somebody. You got a vulture over there. Pretty sure there's somebody else over here. But yeah, so we're gonna go on up, look at some wildflowers and get some desert views. Turn the camera off because I thought A, I was gonna be done talking for a little bit, and B, I was passing a middle-aged lizard. Son of a bitch, where'd you go? Oh, dang it, he left. Was a lizard. But lupin, coming into a really good patch of lupin, and I don't know if I'll see another good patch later. So I figured I'd get the loop in on camera. Although I'm sure there will be more up top later. And now we start climbing up this old dozer trail and into the side canyon. It's supposed to be 70 and sunny today, but of course, Ellensburg in the springtime means it's going to be breezy too. So eventually you'll want your sleeves, maybe. Fennel, yellow stuff, lupin, the royal blue to dark purpley stuff, and then this pale purpley stuff is phlox. And that continues up Umtanum, and I think that ridgeline there, that bend there, is dirt road coming in as it crosses Umtanum and then continues going up. There's some balsam root there up on the hillside. Lots. Big chunk of phlox here. In photo mode, not portrait mode. Phone, thank you. Crap, bush in the way, but right behind the bush there is a chukar. And the reason I know he's there is because he just threw a fit at me. Chukar bird, just like my chicken. I'm like 90% sure that's a chukar. We are not happy. I think it's a chukar. Chukar, a chukar. It's kind of like a ptarmigan or a grouse.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yep, not very happy that we're interrupting his morning. Let's see if he takes off as I walk underneath him. Oh, you're gonna lose him in the shadows. Oh, that's pretty. Can you still see him? Probably not. With the sun. I'm gonna try and find it. Really starting to get into the balsam root too. But I'm more focused on the chukar. Wow. No. He's still sitting there. Camera never gonna pick him up. Is he gonna take off? Nope, he's done. And we're done. All right. Back to walking. So that is one of the more exciting pieces of desert wildlife you can see. Something else you can see, which I did see this morning, didn't pull over to take any pictures because they were literally in the pullout. There are a couple of bands of desert bighorn sheep that hang out in the canyon. And I heard something. But yeah, I heard or saw they were in the pullout. That's why I didn't pull over to take a picture of them. It's because I would have had to drive through them to stop and get pictures of them. There was 3 or 4 of them. Looks like they were just done getting their morning drink of water out of the river, and they're starting to head back up into the tops of the hills for the day. So yeah, lots of wildlife in springtime. This is the best time to be out here. The flowers are popping, the animals are bopping, and there's a ground squirrel on the trail in front of me, about 100 feet. Probably won't see him again, but see, all kinds of things. So I'm constantly scanning around to see if I can catch any deer or sheep walking around, coming up the draws after enjoying some water and some grubbing overnight. Getting that chukar was really cool. Now we just need to get the sage grouse, the extremely rare sage grouse. I will pretty much, and a rattlesnake, and we'll pretty much complete our wildlife perfection for the desert. Looking back down the side canyon I just came up, I have bailed off that here in the middle of this mostly burnt out aspen grove from that fire a couple years ago. The main trail, which I think is going to be technically called the Umtanum Ridge Trail, which could technically also be the northern extent of the Yakima Skyline Trail, even though that technically ends up at Durr Road. So I think this goes up to the end of Lower Umtanum Ridge Road, and then it continues along the ridge crest and eventually called the Yakima Skyline Trail. I'll do that at another time. I'll come up here some other time. I'll go do that and maybe tag it there. See, now I've used up 5, but I'm still going to have the view up here, so we'll see what all videos make it. So I'm going to call this Spur Trail the, I don't know, the Riverview Spur or something or other. So I'm just going to keep walking up this because this is still another old road, and it's eventually going to lead me up there, hopefully, and get views of the river. We're getting a little higher up. There is all this fennel out everywhere. That's what all the yellow is. Almost all the yellow is fennel. Still have phlox and other things popping out. The breeze is coming in, and of course I took my fleece off because I was cooking, making this incline, but I stopped long enough to make decisions that I'm cool again. So, oh well. Not sure what this is popping up. Hasn't quite flowered yet. I could probably get a picture of it, and it'll tell me later. And then of course you got a bunch of phlox and everything else going. I can still hear that chukar squawking down there every once in a while. So yeah, well, now we're walking northward, ascending, traversing out of the side canyon and up onto the ridgeline to hopefully get a good overlook down into the river. Phlox and lupin, occasional balsam root, and lots of fennel showing up. I think it's called Lewis's Lewisia or whatever, technically, but it's a fennel. It's carrot. It's type. So yeah, we'll keep on climbing. And all those crickets have just come out in the last 10 minutes. So yeah, I think the main trail sticks in the drainage and eventually works its way up to the top of the ridge crest up there, which is also where the lower Umtanum Ridge Green Dot Road comes in. And that's where the 2 older Asian ladies went. They continued up the main one. But I'm going this way to get river views. Lots of phlox. That's a lot of phlox. So I believe when I swing around this corner here in about 100 feet or so, we'll get good views, our first good views of the river after a mile and 600 feet of walking. But I just want to give a nice 360 view before I lose the side canyon too much. So the main hole over there is going to be the Yakima River. This hole here is Umtanum Creek. This draw here is what we walked up of, and we turned and bailed off the main trail. Had a bug in my mic. and came up this cut there, and we're here. That is the top of Umtanum Ridge, so there should be a road up there somewhere eventually that the trail will peter out to, and it's probably just going to climb and jackknife way up there, which is what most of the people talk, which is the main trail. That's where all the trip reports and everything go to. But I'm going this way to get views of the river. Woo, it's a bit breezy. It is a bit breezy. Lots of lupin, lots of the fennel, lots of phlox. Nope, gotta keep going. I thought that was it. And like I said, we'll go up that way, the quote-unquote proper way, another time. But I want to do that with people, I think. And I think that is a paintbrush trying to come up. There are supposed to be varieties of pale yellow paintbrush out here, and there's a better clump there. But I want to get a picture of this one right here while I'm looking at it. No, don't switch to video. Go click. I believe this is a desert paintbrush of some sort. Don't know what it is. Don't know what the actual name is, but I recognize the shape of the plant. Botany. Lots of yellow flowers over there. So yeah, when you look up on Washington Trails Association and you look over here, you'll see two trails. You'll see the Umtanum Creek Trail going up that way, and the Umtanum Ridge Crest Trail, which goes up that way. And all the reports talk about going up that way, and then the last half mile to get to the actual ridge crest is extra steep, and it's going up there. But at least initially, I'm going this way to see the river. You got those radio towers there, and then you can see radio towers sticking up over there. That is where the Umtanum Ridge Green Dot Road and the Durr Green Dot Road junction is. So you go that way, up and over and back down is Durr Road, and going this direction along that ridge crest is the Umtanum Ridge and the lower Umtanum Ridge Green Dot Roads. I really thought I was going to get to river views quicker than this. Oh well. It's not like it's that bad, and if you don't want to look at it, you can keep scrubbing, because I'm sure I'll timestamp the chapter when I actually get to the river view. And now that I'm 600 feet out of the bottom of the canyon, I'm starting to get service, because there's a couple of radio and cell towers that I can now look at. Looking up into Umtanum Creek Canyon, you can see there was lots of trees, mostly aspens, growing along the creek, but the fire swept through and burned most of them out, although they are regrowing because, you know, nature is hardy, it will grow back. But now I think we're going to get our views down into the river. Still no snakes. A little upset about that. Still no snakes. I don't think we're going to get high enough without going up to the actual ridge crest to see Adams and Rainier and such, or the Stewarts. So we may be going up to the actual ridge crest after all. But I think this spot will be a good spot to sit and have a snacky snack or a reedy read. So let's come out here real quick. Yeah, because the road and the trail keep going that way. So let's look down into the river. This hill's in the way. I think we do want to go that way to the next hill yet. Oh, look at all the larkspur all of a sudden. Got some very little scrubby sage. That is a magpie flying around. You can see the interstate over there. Yakima River. Don't know what this little scrubby flower is, so I better take a picture of it without my shadow interrupting the picture. Go click. Ooh, breeze going up my sandy back. Or my ooh, that is a whatchamathingy. Oh, what is the name of it? I know what it is, because I keep seeing it in my book and going, ooh, I want to see that. And now I see it and I can't think of what the frickin' name of it is. This thing. Is this a bitterroot? Is this a bitterroot? I think it might be a bitterroot. I don't know. Let's see if the phone has enough service to tell me what it is. Come on, baby. Tell me what is plant. Yes, it is a bitterroot. Haha. Won't tell me exactly what kind of bitterroot is, but that's what my cross-referencing to the wildflower book is. Are there any other wildflowers up here that I have never seen before? This guy, maybe. I think there's some paintbrush a little further along with the larkspur. Ooh, it is very breezy though. This is why I brought my fleece. So I think eventually I'm gonna go over to that point where I'll actually look down into it better and shoot a long exposure and hang out for a bit. And then maybe we'll turn around and go up that way anyway. I don't know though, this is kind of a nice spot. First, let's do what we said we were gonna do. Get a picture of this little flower here. And go investigate this paintbrush and larkspur combo. Oh yeah, this is some paintbrush. And this is some larkspur. Yep. And got more larkspur growing in the sage there. There's lots of larkspur now that we got the sage. They like hiding with the sage in the paintbrush. Okay. Get your big ass out of the sun. Yeah, I'm 95% sure this is paintbrush with larkspur. And you know what? I'm gonna get a video of it whacking around in the wind. Some paintbrush and larkspur hiding in the lee of a clump of sagebrush above the Yakima River outside of Ellensburg, Washington. Boop boop. All right, back onto the trail. We'll go over there, find a good spot to set up shop, take our long exposure, have a little victory chocolate and a little alcohol. The alcohol is still, I'm really happy I found my first bitterroot. The alcohol, as normal, is Jim Beam Red Stag, cherry flavored whiskey. I'm almost done with that half gal, and then probably switch over to something else and continue drinking that through our trip to Yellowstone coming up in a couple of months. And today's victory chocolate is Hershey's Cookies and Cream, I believe. I have half a bar of that left still. And then I'm still reading Panzer Killers, the biography of Maurice Rose's World War II campaign through Western Europe and into Germany. So I'll sit down, enjoy the sun, do some reading, and take a long exposure of the Yakima River from up here for y'all. And I'll post that video right there. So I ended up sitting up here for 2.5 hours almost. I got a half an hour of this long exposure looking this direction. And then I figured I was gonna continue walking this old road around and up to that point and looking down into the canyon further. But then, right next to me, this little bastard started popping open. So I figured I'd stick the GoPro in front of it and take a video of it opening up. Well, that took an hour and a half. So it's now 1 o'clock and I sat down at like 10:15. And of course, in that hour and a half of me watching that one bitterroot open, we've got, I mean, you can pick them all out. There's a dozen of them there. There's another dozen of them there. At one point I found a quad. The quad set, oh my God, that is a huge bumblebee that was on that. I wish I had got that. And I think he was on the quad too. Yeah, he was on this quad. And he flew way over there. But there's even this quad set coming out now too. That would have been the money one to get video of. But oh well. So yeah, you sit here for 2 hours in the warm sun watching a flower open up. And in the background, hundreds of them start opening up. There's more of them over there. But now I gotta backtrack myself a ways. And at this point in time, I think I'm just gonna go walk into this draw over here and see if there's any other exciting things over there. And then I'm gonna head back, go back down to Rex. There's a pull out right about there where that white vehicle is, where the semi just passed, that I'll put Rex into, shoot some video of the river from alongside the river. There's the larkspur. I saw some larkspur opening up too. Shoot some video of the river and then head into town and go get some Campus U-Totem, because after living in Ellensburg for 4 years and knowing where all the good restaurants are and aren't, every time I come through town, it's like a religious pilgrimage. You have to stop at, ooh, that was a big spider. He must have been hiding in my backpack. He was like the size of my thumbnail. It just, startled me watching him crawl down my arm. I'm not scared of spiders, but when something starts crawling down your arm, you're going to get startled. That's the big bumblebee that was on the quad. Problem with the wind going away is the clouds of gnats have risen and like to hide. So, yeah, we'll hit the trail, go wander down into that draw some, see if there's anything exciting, and then turn around and make tracks back down for Rex. I was thinking about getting a video of one of these clumps of phlox I keep seeing. Nice clumps of phlox alongside the trail. But I may or may not have time for that now that I shot an hour-and-a-half video of Bitterroot. I mean, I probably will still have time to shoot the phlox. There's no reason why I can't. It's an easy 2-hour drive home from here. Big grasshopper. First big grasshopper of the season. There's literally no reason why I can't. I just haven't decided if I will or not. So we'll get back on the trail and start heading towards this draw and see if there's anything else super exciting. I want to know what that is. I'm like a day or two too early for whatever that is, but that looks like it's going to be a big ass flower. See that? I bet that's an orchid of some sort, or a lily. I'm willing to bet that's, oh my goodness, it's warm without the sunshine. Seattle boy, not used to anything over 60 degrees and sunny. 70 degree day kills him. Oh, these pants, these new pair of zip-offs I bought from Costco are about twice as thick of material as what I'm used to. So even with the bottoms off, I'm going to be sweating. It's a good thing I'm not making any huge climbs. Get back up onto the trail. Look at the pretty lupin. Make a left turn and we'll go walk this. What is it? Probably gonna be a half mile down into this draw. See what there is to see and then turn around. I walked back into that draw, see if there's anything super exciting. There's some balsam root above and below the road, but not anywhere super near the road. I didn't feel like bushwhacking. So turning around, coming back, turning on the camera here because up there a little ways, you might be able to see it now. It looks kind of purpley because it's a nice fat field of lupins. I figured I should probably do the outro through there, even though there's a nice copse of phlox there. So, anywho, thank you for joining us on this Coulee Outdoors adventure. I've been your host, Brandon Scott, walking in the Yakima Canyon
between Ellensburg and Yakima, Washington, enjoying the wildflowers on this bluebird perfect spring sunny day and looking down at the river. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy the video, give it a thumbs down. Either way, please leave a comment down below so I know what I can improve on for next time or keep doing for next time that you enjoyed so well. Today is Nash's birthday. He had to work because he works a normal job, and I was going to make him try and take a day off because he needs to stay in good standing. But hopefully this weekend we go do something. We might not though, because one of my other coworkers had a pre-scheduled vacation to Mexico for his sister's wedding. So sorry, Nash, but we were talking about it, and the things he wants to go do aren't quite thought out perfectly yet. Ooh, that's gonna be the one for the good 30-second short right there. So yeah, it may end up working out better anyway if we go on a later weekend anyway. And I'm gonna get a short, of course, with the plane flying over. Wait for the plane to stop flying over. Damn it. Of course. Ugh. Find the perfect clump of lupin to get a short of a clump of lupin, and I get momentarily cock blocked because of probably a Central Washington University aviation student getting his hours in on a perfect breezy sunny day. I'm sure that's what's going on. Why do I know? Because that's what Jacob did all the time. All right, back to getting this short. Stand up, give the knees a break, get a picture of it. Moving on. All right, so what's in store next? Well, for the rest of the month, it'll be still river walks and desert walks until the desert gets too hot, and then we will ignore the desert, especially by 4th of July weekend when it becomes really damn hot. But hopefully around then we can come out and float too when the river goes down a bit. And then, of course, when the desert gets too hot, that usually means the hills are starting to snow out and you can start hiking on higher and higher elevation stuff. Ratings. Accessibility. It's a 2-hour drive. You're 20 minutes outside of Ellensburg. It's paved the whole time. Even the parking lot's paved now. So as long as you can get over Snow Quality Pass, you can get down here. 3.5 stars. Difficulty. I mean, as long as you don't come and do it out in the heat of summer or the dead of winter when the weather's really crappy. Yeah, to get to that gully was 2 miles one way. To get to the spot where I overlooked the river was 1.5 miles. You gain 600 feet, so it's not that difficult. You'll get your workout in and you'll get sweating, but it wasn't terrible. 2.5 stars. Enjoyment. The weather's perfect. I got the view I was hoping for of the river, and I got the added surprise of being able to look at a flower I've never seen in person before, but a flower I've been really wanting to see, and that is the bitterroots. So, for me, for this instance, I'd give a solid 3.5 stars. What would have made it better? I don't know. More flowers being out. If I'd have seen a rattlesnake. If I'd got out here a week sooner and it was a little greener in the hills yet, because it's already browning up. But overall, can't really complain too much. Other than that, I think that'll be about it. That could be deer, or that could be ram. footprints in old mud. Other than that, we'll go down and take a video of the river itself down at that pullout, and then that'll be just about it for the day. I might get a short of some phlox, but I'm not going to get any shorts of any larkspur because I haven't seen hardly any, and none that have been really good for getting a short for. Other than that, unless something surprises me on the trail on the way back, this will be just about it. So until next time, thank you and ciao.